Hey guys, so for today's workout, it's gonna be really minimal equipment. I'm actually just gonna not even use my vest tonight or today, but I am gonna use my ankle weights. We are gonna be doing a bunch of inner thigh as well as abs and just a few full body moves, but basically all we're gonna be using is one pair of dumbbells, and it's whatever you think you want for bicep curls. So that's really the main focus of the dumbbells today, and otherwise it's body weight stuff. I'm gonna do a quick little warm up. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. My name's Ashley. My Pilates is on the fusion side. I always describe it as more of a sculpt Pilates. Let's get started. I like to start us with some walkouts, barefoot, just a quick little warm up. Mostly just focus on warming up that body in the departments that we're going to be working today. So standing up nice and tall, we're just gonna slowly roll down the front of those legs, nice stretch, and walk it out. And if you do have a vest that you wanna wear, feel free to throw it on. It won't hurt you today. I'm just changing it up. I almost always work out with my vest on, and I feel like certain moves are more challenging with, and I feel like certain moves are more challenging without. So it just kind of depends. I mean, mostly like walkouts, like these type of things are, of course, are progressed with that vest, push-ups, squats, all that stuff. But sometimes I feel like when I do take those weights down a notch, it allows you to focus on engaging a little bit differently. I'm adding a push-up here and just focused on pulling that belly button in, pressing through those palms as I walk it back. And I feel like this is just such a good move, even if you're just like, I don't want to work out, but I need to get in something. Just do these. These are so good. They get that body stretched. Adding that push-up in especially gets you a little strength, but it just kind of gets that blood pumping. Let's just get two more right here. All the way down, nice stretch. I forgot to mention a modification. If you are really tight in those hamstrings especially, I've had days, you can just take a squat and walk it out. Take away some of that intensity if your hamstrings are screaming at you. Last one right here. Whenever you come out to that plank, you're gonna keep it right there. So in this plank position, you just wanna make sure your hips aren't up too high. We don't want them sagging. Modification would be to take it to those knees. You just wanna make sure you're not kind of having those hips right over those knees. You wanna be hinging forward. And if you have sensitivity in those wrists, you can just take it down onto those forearms. You just wanna make sure you've got that good positioning. If this feels too easy, you're probably letting your hips come up, okay? So you don't want them up too high, you don't want them down too low. You should find that middle ground, because I always feel like if I really need some recovery, I just lift those hips up. So if you're like, this feels really easy and I don't feel my core, I don't feel my arms, you're probably back like this. Your shoulders are probably not stacked, because your shoulders should be right above that wrist or pretty close. Let's just get 10 more seconds. Just a quick little warm up here. 8, 7, abs in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Down dog. Down dog knee taps. We're just gonna tap those knees to the mat and then right back up into that down dog. Abs in and lengthen. And again, if those hamstrings are a little intense, you just don't lock those knees out. I usually lock the knees out a little bit, not completely, but I'm usually after that stretch. So give me 3 more abs in at the bottom. Focus on getting as much from your core. And then nice stretch at the top. Last one. Nice job. So for this next move, I'm gonna have us going into down dog into alternating side planks. And if you need a little less, I would say you can go basically kind of like child's pose, prayer pose. I always forget which is which. So you can just come in this hinge and then open from here. So you're getting that stretch, opening up those shoulder blades and that chest, and then just open into that side plank. Okay. So So if this is easy for you, you're gonna come up onto those toes. We're gonna go into a down dog. So down dog, and then open into that side plank. Nice and controlled. And if this is a little bit too much, let's say you have an unstable shoulder or shoulder injury and you kind of want to protect it, I totally understand that. I would come down to your forearms and do more of like a pike or a dolphin. I believe they call it a dolphin in yoga, where you just do the exact same thing we're doing. You're just going to do it from your forearms so that it's a little bit more stable than being on your palm. All right, let's get 6 more right here. Open. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Nice job. So we're gonna do one more round. This round's going to be 12 of them, so just 6 each side, but we're gonna add a little dip. So progressing it another time. So same thing as before, you can do child's pose, open into that side plank, and then you can just let that hip dip, come back, and then switch. And you can just go right into the other side, or if you need that little reprieve, coming back here. But you should feel that little bit of a waist, a little pinch in your waist. And same thing if you have an unstable shoulder, just come down to those forearms. So you'll just be here. Okay, or you're with me, just 12 though, just 6 each side. Down dog, we're gonna open, we're gonna dip with those hips. It doesn't have to come all the way down to the mat. You can make it a smaller movement. Nice job. Open up. Nice and controlled. Take your time here. I always take a moment to really make sure that shoulder is nice and stacked. Especially if you got shoulder stuff. Just really take your time, and if it doesn't feel right, don't push it. 6 more. 5, 4, 3 more, 2, and last one. Nice job. Okay, so I am going to have us do a nice basic plie just to get those inner thighs a little bit warm. And then we'll go into basically, it's like an abs and inner thighs together. So we're just going to a nice plie. You wanna make sure you're standing a little bit wider than hip width. Sometimes I see people like this, and that's great, but I want you for these to be a little bit wider than hip width. Okay, and I want those toes facing away. So I don't want your feet facing forward, I want them facing out to the side. And the goal here, when we go into the plies, is to go straight down with those hips. When you squat, usually you're pushing those hips back, that butt goes back like you're sitting in a chair. Different with plies. Can you see the difference? Squat, plie. I'm going straight down. And the target is those inner thighs. So if you're not feeling it in those inner thighs, it's probably because you're just pushing that booty back, and you may need to adjust your feet, okay? So nice wide stance, toes facing away versus forward, and let's just go down and up. Abs in, chest is lifted. Nice job. Just 10 right here. 9, 8, 7 more. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. I want you to hold plie. Just a nice little plie hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Halfway out and then right back in. 10 like that. So you're coming a little ways out and then right back into that plie. You should be feeling the heat. Let's get 5. Abs in 4, 3, 2, last one. Back to that plie. 15 here. 2. Abs in. Nice job. Last 10. Focusing on those shoulders, being down and out of those ears. And as you get warmer, if you've been keeping it a little bit on the shallow side, try to go a little lower. Deepen that work. Nice job. 7 here. And 6, 5. So good. 3, 2. Last one. Hold low 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Halfway out for 10. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Okay, so I want you to have your heavy weights close by. We're gonna be utilizing those. We're gonna start on our side, nice and basic. So starting on your side, I have my head cradled in my hand, but really it's however you're comfortable here. I'm gonna take that front foot, or top leg I mean, and I'm just gonna set it right in front. I prefer this angle and I like to kind of support that ankle with my hand and just kind of hold that ankle. If this isn't comfortable, you can just kind of rest that knee forward, or B, you can take it behind that top or that bottom leg. If you do put that leg behind, I personally find it more comfortable to be up on that forearm. But this is just however you feel most comfortable. The focus is this bottom leg and that inner thigh. So whatever gets you there, okay? All right, so grabbing that ankle, head cradle in that hand. We're gonna point that toe. We're just gonna go up and down. Nice job. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. We're gonna flex that foot, and you want to rotate those toes. You want your toes pointing towards the floor or your mat. Okay, so your heel, it doesn't have to be all the way down, but you wanna have your heel a little bit higher than those toes. So try to get those heels up and those toes down. All right, 10 here. Lift. Nice job. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. All right, we're gonna go right into our next move, but then we're gonna come back to this side and we're gonna do that a total of 3 times. So you have 2 more times after this. So you're gonna come onto your back or into seated position. You're gonna come up onto those palms. I want your fingers facing those toes. We're gonna come up into tabletop, or is it crab? So you're just gonna come up, those hips. We're gonna set those hips down and you're gonna lift a leg. If this is easy for you, so you're gonna come up and lift a leg. Okay, so wherever you're facing, that top leg, front leg is what you'll be lifting, because then we're gonna switch sides. And although we're just kind of going into a V up, you're slightly tilted here. So when we switch, you'll wanna be slightly tilted the other direction. Okay, so we're gonna lift nice and high with those hips, come down with those hips, and you're either gonna tap that top leg or you're gonna be with me, both. Up and that tap. You've got a total of 15 here. We're on 3. Try to take as much pressure off that stabilizing arm as possible. So if you want, you can reach with both. But I kind of like reaching with one and then just a little tiny assistance with that back arm to keep yourself stable. But you don't want to be dependent on that arm. So if I take it away, I'm able to still control that V up. Sometimes, for me at least, I'll find sometimes progressing is effective and it works and it pushes you a little bit more, but sometimes taking a little bit of a step back allows you to dial in that skill so that when you progress, you are as strong as you need to be to keep it very controlled, because the goal is slow and controlled, at least methodical movement. You guys, I've been talking and not counting. I'm gonna guess we have 4 more. Last 4. 3, 2, last one. Okay, so like I said, we're going back to inner thigh on the first side. So we're not switching sides yet. Back to that inner thigh, however you like that leg, down, or follow along with me. I like that tippy toe. We're gonna do the exact same type of movements. We're just changing the tempo here. So pointing that toe, I'm gonna have you go up, up, and down. Up, up, down. That's 2. We've got a total of 10 here. Up, up, and down. Up, up, and down. Nice job. We're already halfway there. Up, up, and down. Last 4. Up, up, and down. Keep those abs in. 3. Up, up, and down. Last 2. And last one right here. Up, up, and down. Nice job. Okay, so we're just reversing that tempo basically. So instead of it going up, up, it's gonna go up, down, down. 10, just like that. Up, down, down. Up, down, down. Up, down, down. Nice job. These do fly by fast. They can be quite the burner though. Those smaller muscle groups usually are. It looks like it's child's play, but it lights you up. Keep going. 4. Abs in. 3, 2. Last one. Nice job. Okay, so we're gonna go right back into that move. Tabletop and reach. Tabletop, or remember, you can do that single leg. If lifting the leg is still too much, just lift a knee. Lift a knee. Find what works. If you need more, do double. Or and when I say double, I mean double with those legs, and then the last progression is going, reaching with both of those arms instead of letting one of those arms be something to stabilize you. Okay, up with those hips, and then that nice little V. Let's get 6 more here. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Nice job. Last little bit of the inner thigh, okay? Last little bit. Down with those arms, or that head in that hand, and then that leg. We're just gonna go into circles. This is it, last little bit. Point that toe, little circles. Nice job. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and run, reverse that circle. 1, 2, just 10 of them here. You got it. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. All right. Last round. This is our third round, right? That's the goal. 3 rounds. Did we already do 3 rounds? This is an extra credit. Well, if it is extra credit, you can write in the comments that we got extra credit. And I will totally comment back to you with a gold star because you're a rock star, baby. Nice and high with those hips. Squeeze those glutes to the top. Almost there. Last 6 right here. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, last one. Okay, so before we go into that other side, we're gonna grab our weights. And so the move is going to be, we're gonna get some bicep curls in while we're holding boat pose. And boat pose is just here with that. So you're hovering those legs while you do those bicep curls. If that is too much, you'll just come into a seated position like I'm showing here. And you can make this as intense or as modified as you need it to be, okay? So obviously the further upright you sit, the less that core is gonna have to work. The more you lean back, the more those abs are gonna work. And obviously if you're having your legs up like this and you're doing those curls, a lot more work, right? Those lower abs and upper abs are working for you. So here's the thing though, you only have 5 reps, just 5 reps. You got it, okay? And in between, we're gonna do 5 moves. I call them like the V-shaped frogger. So all we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna have my weights above my head. If you don't like this or it's just not functional for whatever reason, I'm just kind of pulling in a little skull crusher. You can just have your weights by your side and grab them when we go into that curl, okay? And you can just focus on abs and inner thighs when we're in that first part. All right, so you're gonna be on your back, okay? I'm gonna have my weights above my head here. So basically you're just holding a little skull crusher. You wanna make sure you've got that pelvic tilt. It's natural for your back to want to arch, but if you got space between your back and your mat, I want you to tweak that by tucking under with your pelvis. You wanna activate that pelvic floor and those lower abs here. But it shouldn't be an issue because we're gonna have those legs planted, but I always think about that little tuck, get that little extra bit. So at the top, you're gonna have this nice little V shape with your feet, okay? So like a pizza, you wanna have your heels together and your feet are wide. We're gonna go into a wide lay. We're gonna open it up, get those inner thighs, and then I'm gonna come in with those knees. So your knees are kept wide. See, they're nice and wide here, and then we're gonna push up, and then we're gonna come down, nice and wide here, and come back in. You don't have to go as wide as I'm going. You can keep it more of a shallow, just a little bit, and then come in with those knees. But when you pull in with those heels, I want you focusing on keeping those knees wide. Don't let them collapse in. I want them kept wide. We're targeting those inner thighs here, so that's the whole point. You have this move 5 times, okay? So no big deal. I'm holding onto these weights. They're just resting above my head as like I don't have to touch them. I'm just kind of holding on to them for the next part. Okay, V shape, heels together, flexing those feet. We're gonna come down with those legs, sweep together, tuck it in. 2, 3, 4. Last one. Nice job. So now we're gonna bend those legs, taking them to tabletop. If you need less here, you're just gonna plant those feet, okay? And if you're planting those feet, again, pelvic tilt. You're gonna come up with those weights, and this is where you can just lean back and go into those curls, okay? So you can lean back going into those curls, or you're gonna be with me. We're coming up, floating those legs, and curl. So move along with me here. Or again, you can just plant those feet. 3, 4, and 5. And now you're just gonna repeat. So we're going back to that skull crusher. Let me scoot down so you guys can see. Skull crusher, we're just holding it here. Nice and long with those legs. Heels together, open, and then tuck it in. 2, 3, 4. Last one. If you haven't been doing any inner thighs, let me tell you, you're gonna be sore tomorrow. Okay, coming up into tabletop curl. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back into it. 5 rounds, you guys. This is 3, so they're flying by. Okay, V, down, frogger. 2. Keep those knees wide. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful job. All right. Bending those legs. However you need to transition here. 5, 4, 3, 2. Beautiful. Nice job. Last 2 here. Nice and wide. V shape. 3, 4. Last one. Up, tabletop, and curl. 5, 4, 3, 2. Beautiful. Last one here. Last one here. You got it. V shape, pressing through. So you're coming in with those knees, keeping wide, and then we're just pushing through those heels. You want to keep those flexed feet. You want to get those legs and those inner thighs as active as possible. Last 2. You should be starting to feel these guys. Last one. And then your last round of that tabletop or boat pose, sorry. 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Okay. So all you have is your last round. You got to repeat that on the other side, and then we'll be done. So I'm telling you, your inner thighs are definitely going to be sore tomorrow, if I have any say about it. Okay, so switching sides. Again, however you're comfortable. If you like the leg behind, I think it's a little bit easier being up on that forearm. But if you're gonna be with me, I think it feels more comfortable being with that head in your hand. Okay, but just kind of whatever works best. So for me, I'm taking that foot or that ankle in my hand, up on that tippy toe. We're gonna point that toe, and we're just gonna lift and lower. Nice job. 10 here. 8, abs in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Nice job. All we're gonna do is same exact thing, except you're flexing the foot this time. So you want to flex that foot. So you want your toes lower than your heel. So you want to try and get that heel up a little bit higher. We're gonna lift. So your toes are like tilted towards the mat or towards the floor. Nice job. Just 10 more. 9. Abs in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. All right, going into that tabletop crab walk, whatever you want to say. All right, so we're gonna lift hips nice and high and then reaching across. Same thing as before. So whatever you did for that first side, if you just did single leg, then just repeat that. Or do a knee. Whatever you can handle. Nice job. 10 here. 8, 7, 6, 5 more, 4. Nice and high when you're in that tabletop or that crab, and control. If you can, take away the opposite arm or try to take put as little weight as possible. Last one. In that hand. Just to make sure that your abs are as engaged as possible. Okay, same positioning or whatever's comfortable for you. I'm gonna come forward with that foot, head in my hand, nice and long to that toe. We're doing the same move as before, we're just changing the tempo. So we're gonna have you go up, up, and down. Pointed that toe. Up, up, and down. Up, up, and down. And down. Nice and control. Get that leg as long as possible here. Up, up, and down. Almost there. Last 4. Up, up, and down. 3, 2, and last one right here. Nice job. So you're doing that move in reverse. Now we're gonna go up and then down, down. Okay, so up and then down, down. Up, down, down. Up, down, down. Nice job. Up, down, down. Up, down, down. You're already halfway here. Keep those abs engaged. Last 5. Up, down, down. 3, up, down, down. 2, and last one. Keep those abs in. All right, right back into that move. Second round, you got 1 more to go. Up with those hips, and then reach. Take your time, especially the first few. I usually need to spend a little, or at least I need a little more focus when I'm going into the first few. The goal is to get these as slow and as controlled as possible. While you're in that teaser, you want to be controlled. So you can still keep that arm helping you, but you want to make sure that you're getting as much work as possible in those abs and as much control. Last 7 right here. Nice and high with those hips. Squeeze those glutes. Last 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Nice job. Okay, back onto your side. Last move. We're just finishing with those circles. No big deal. Same positioning. You're close to it. Point that toe. Little circles. Little circles. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. We're just going to reverse it. 10 here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Okay, last round here. Lift and press. Nice job. 10 here. 8. 7, nice and high with those hips. 4, 3, 2, last one. Okay, back to that ab, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Okay, so you have your boat pose with the bicep curls, and then you have your V shape with the V-shaped froggers. I just call them like, yeah, V froggers, frogger Vs. I don't know. I just kind of make up names. You know what I mean? Okay, so having those weights, you have 5 rounds, no big deal, but it ends up being 25 froggers the first round, 25 froggers for the second round, and then it ends up being so 50 bicep curls and 50 of those.